Hello everyone, this is Mahina and welcome for a new episode of the ImaginAdventures Podcast. How are you all doing? Okay, so I am right here live from Bali. However, you can be listening to the replay anytime that you'd like, and I hope that you will enjoy today's episode as well. Today I would like to talk to you about the journey. What does that mean? What does the journey mean? And really, why should we care? When we go through life, we tend to have goals. As soon as we grow up, we are being told to do this, right? To learn a lesson, learn it by heart, do our homework, and hand it in, get a good mark. And it goes from one goal to the other, one goal to the next. As we're young, if we're lucky, we are also encouraged to play. But it's almost like the play also need to have a goal. Okay, so as parents, we want children to play so that they can exercise, or so that they can, move their bodies a little bit or shake their energies a bit. Which is great, of course, but it's interesting because it does make everything that we do something that is more a means to an end than anything else. And everything in our life, in many areas of our life, seem to be that way. Even everything that we want to get, we know that already, that when we want to manifest something in our life, be it a new relationship, your ideal partner, a new house, a new lifestyle, a new job, something different, it is usually because you are faced with the contrast of it. So you know what you don't like, and that helps you define what you do like. And you want to create that, which is absolutely beautiful and definitely part of life. It is part of why we are alive. The whole process of creation is what we're all about. We are creators. This is what we were born to do. We have an idea in our mind, in our imagination. We think about it, we dream about it, we live it in our mind, we live it in our imagination. It begins to exist on a different plane or dimension, whatever you call it. And then we find the tools in our 3D world to actually make it happen. So, the person who envisioned the first chair or the first table, this is what happened. They thought about it. They were like, how about I just put those pieces of wood together? What am I going to get? I actually think that this would look good like this. But then again, who knows if this creator had something in mind? Probably. His goal was probably to be able to, maybe keep some food out of reach of children or out of reach of animals. And hence he ended up creating a chair. A lot of the time what we create is almost a solution to problems, or was created as means of entertainment. Again, it is a means to an end, because whatever we create it so that we can enjoy the benefits of having that thing that we want to create, or having that thing that we want to enjoy with us. So, by the way, I apologize about the noise of the dog behind me. This is Bali, so lots of scooters and dogs around. But yes, so to go back to what I was saying, the fact that what we want to create is a means to an end doesn't have to undermine what we're creating. Of course, it is very important that we create that, and of course, it is very beautiful that we create that. But it's also important to remember that what actually matters in everything that we love and in everything that we create is a journey getting there. And the thing is, we don't tend to realize that until we have achieved our goals. So, for example, I take the example of writing a book, because this is what I do and this is what I help my clients do. We cannot wait. As soon as we have a message in mind, or we know what we want to express, we can't wait to hold the books in our hand, to be able to sell it and to be able to make it available to other people, right? So that it may help them so that they can read it, so that they can get whatever they need to get from our books. And also for us, as it's a very fulfilling sensation to have your own book in your hands. But the thing is, while we are doing it, and a lot of my clients are experiencing this right now, is in the journey, the process, not necessarily easy. And it's not necessarily hard either, but it is challenging. And it's a good thing because it makes you appreciate what you've gone through. When you overcome challenges, when you get out of your comfort zone, when you do something, when you achieve a goal, why it's so exciting is because you got to the other side of something that you wanted to do. It's like climbing a very steep hill or mountain and getting to the top and being able to enjoy the view. But then when you are at the top enjoying the view, you actually realize how hard the climb was, but how worthy it was, how worth it was. It was very important for you to do that, and you almost look back and feel that sensation of, you wouldn't necessarily do it again that way, but you certainly appreciated your way getting there. So what I also want to say is that life is short in a way, and we don't always realize that. Maybe it is a good thing. We're not supposed to realize that life is short, but it is important to at least be present or aware that, of course, we're not going to live forever. And that's fine, because what's on the other side of life is, we don't know what it is, but it's probably a very different kind of experience, and I don't think it's a bad one. I think it's another experience, whether it's challenging like life was, or whether it is heaven and beautiful and amazing. Whatever it is, I'm sure that whatever is on the other side of life is beautiful. So that's not quite the goal. However, we are aware that we've been given that one life to play around with, to enjoy, and to really create the things that we want to create. And this is amazing in itself. But it's nice to remember that whatever we are creating, whether it is having children, building a family, building a new business, writing books, creating a piece of art, a painting, whatever we're doing on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, every year in our lives, it is really nice to not have any regret, in the sense that if you follow your heart, if you always do what you feel called to do, you can't get it wrong. You can never be wrong. To society, it might look like some things are different or not as they should be. To your friend, to your family, it might look like some choices that you're making are not the right one. To other people, other people's perceptions might not be the same as yours. And this is where knowing your true self is so important. And we don't always know that, and it's actually a very difficult process to know who we really are and what we really want at any given moment. But what's easier to define is how we feel, and if we feel anything that is uncomfortable, uneasy, not flowing, it's usually a sign. It's nothing bad about it. It's simply a sign that we are being called to redirect. It could be a redirection of, not even like in life, you don't necessarily need to change anything in your life in a physical way, but you can change your perspective on something. You can change your way of thinking about something. You can change the word that you're saying to other people or even to yourself. So you can change different things that are going to have a different result and are going to at least make you feel more aligned, more peaceful, more happier, really. And so by doing that, and by being aware of that, when you are conscious of it on a daily basis, what happens is after a while you realize that you are actually not just living your life and enjoying your life, you are living the journey and enjoying the journey. that means enjoying every step getting to where you want to be. So it doesn't mean that you have to be happy every step of the way. It doesn't mean that everything is easy. It doesn't mean that, let's say you want to, I'm going to take my own example. So I really wanted to move to a new country and I didn't know where, and all I knew was that I wanted to move by the ocean, and I had that picture of me floating in the beautiful ocean, warm waters, And then it turned out that, okay, I managed to kind of have an idea of what I wanted, which was going to Bali, and I created that vision and I made it a goal. I made it a goal to go and settle in Bali. But the thing is, every step of the way, I was able to reflect on a daily basis, and even when I wasn't comfortable, because a lot of things happened in on a personal basis, but also on a professional basis. As long as I was following my heart and being aware that I was going to go somewhere where I really wanted to be at some stage anyway, because I made a commitment to myself and I was going to make it happen. Everything that I did getting there became something that was, again, not necessarily easy, but always kind of enjoyable. Because even if it was a challenge, even if it was taking me out of my comfort zone, I could feel why it was good for me, because it was taking one more step towards the direction that I want to go, towards the goals that I want to achieve. So it's just very important to remember that. A very dear friend of mine just passed away. She was a 54-year-old woman, and she's been battling cancer for 5 years. She, in a very interesting way, she's always loved her life, but when she got cancer, she began to realize that she could actually give herself permission to live the life that she truly wanted, and she stopped what she was doing and she became the creative person that she actually had been wanting to be for a long time. And in a way, it's a really beautiful thing that what happened to her. She passed away yesterday, which, depending on when you listen to that podcast, it's going to be a different day, but she recently passed away. But she and I have talked a lot about that, and she is almost grateful for that cancer, not because it shortened her life, obviously, but because it made her realize that she could and she should follow her heart, and that when she did, every day was not easy, especially in her condition, but she made it count. She made every day count from that moment on. And she said to me, it's almost like she's lived 2 lifetimes, because there was her life before cancer, and which was a good life, but kind of an unaware life. And then there was life after the cancer, which was on a physical basis, on a physical level, not easy, not always easy. However, on an emotional, mental, and creative level, it was absolutely fulfilling for her. And she knew, we talked about it, but she knew that stepping on the other side when she passes away would be literally going to yet another world and experiencing something very different. And she felt very safe going to that place, even though obviously she didn't want to leave her family behind or anything like that. But it's just very interesting that I just feel very honored to be able to share her perspective of that, because it really, I kind of knew it for myself, but it's like everything that we think we know, we always have different understandings of what we think we know at different stages of our lives. And the more we go in depth, the more we actually wonder, the more we care, the more we are aware, the more we are conscious, the more we experience things on a deeper and deeper level, which is very interesting. And I have to say, now that I'm in Bali, for me it was a goal, so I've achieved that goal. And as I keep saying every single time that I talk, once you've achieved the goal, once you have made your dreams come true, what happens is that it's never the end of anything. It's never the end of the journey. So you might be on a ship, and let's say you want to go to that island, and you cross the ocean, and a whole bunch of stuff happened, but it's been an extraordinary journey. You get to that island, you're not just going to settle there and be happy forever, ever after. I mean, you could, but us as creative human beings, what happens is we actually want to create something else. So for me anyway, it's going to be an inside work, inside job. I'm going to be experiencing a different kind of aspect of my life that I've never thought I would be experiencing. And Bali is a very beautiful place for that. It's a very cliche thing to say, but it is a very spiritual place, and I've never been fully spiritual. I've always not been drawn too much into that kind of thing. And I'm still not, but I am I'm much more open to the idea that, there's something very interesting here, is that the energy, you're made up of energy. We're all made up of energy. And if you ever doubt that, just come to Bali and experience it for yourself. It's literally very strange, but the whole body is constantly buzzing. The energies are very tangible. So it's very interesting to feel. The same way that we feel the wind on our skin when the wind is blowing. Well, if you really sit still and focus on the energies, you feel the same thing. You feel these energies moving around inside and outside of your body. It's very interesting. So that is totally different, but for me, it's a different kind of journey that I'm going to be embarking and enjoying. But whatever it means for you, whatever goals you have, just remember that it's absolutely amazing to have a goal. Remember the feeling that you are going to feel when that goal is achieved, because this is ultimately what you want. But also remember that the best part in achieving that goal, once you are there, will be to remember the journey getting there. And even how brave you were, how amazing you were at overcoming challenges, how willing you were to get outside of your comfort zone, how beautiful you were in going through all of these changes. So this is what you are going to remember. And personally, I'm not a mom, but I think it's exactly the same thing as when a mother carries a child for 9 months and then gives birth. The whole journey getting there must have been quite difficult. The birth process is also very difficult, challenging, but then, when you have a baby in your hand, you don't remember that. You just remember, wow, I went through all of that and I'm proud of myself. This is what I created. And this is a baby. But it can be anything in your life that you want to create that's going to take some time getting there. And it's absolutely okay. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. So that's it for today, for this week. Beautiful, beautiful people. I do want to let you know that it is, we are the 31st of March. And from now on, I'm going to be doing a monthly podcast only, which will be happening every 30th of the month. So every 30th of the month is a new podcast. It's a good time because it's the end of a month and the beginning of a new one. So if you are enjoying my podcast and if you want to know more about what I'm doing, please feel free to get in touch with me. Check out my website, www.ImaginAdventures.com or www.mahinaperot.com. You can find us on our private group on Facebook called Imagine Adventures, where dreams become reality. You always have a possibility to book a 1-hour free call with me. So, to talk about manifestation, to talk about any book idea that you have, to talk about how you can make your dreams come true. There's a whole bunch of programs that I offer that you can find on my website. But whatever happens, do get in touch if you feel called to do so, and enjoy the process. Believe in yourself. And I hope that I will be you will be tuning in every end of this new month and every just before the beginning of yet another new month for to check in and to get ready to see what unfolds for us. And yes, and then we will see. I might be doing more live videos in my private group. So if you would like to know more about me and about that, do feel free to join the group. We would love to have you here. And it's been a pleasure doing this podcast every week. And now I cannot wait to see you on the 30th of April. So I wish you all a wonderful month of April. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. What I would recommend is setting at least one massive intention. What do you want to achieve in that new month? An intention or a goal? And how maybe 5 steps of things that you can do to get there. How you think you're going to get there by the end of the month. Find a realistic goal. Find 5 steps that will make you feel good, that will make your goal even more realistic. And enjoy every step. Enjoy every step of the way. Enjoy the process, and then it would be amazing if next month on the 30th of April, when we meet again or when I talk to you again, we celebrate those wins. So do feel free to join the group because we're also celebrating wins in there. Feel free to join the group because there's a lot of explanations about manifestation. And obviously, if one of your dreams and goals is to write and publish your own book, I will definitely be with you every step of the way, and you will be able to achieve that goal, to make that dream come through within 90 days with me. So if you've been writing for years and you think you don't have it in you and you're doubting yourself, do not. Just get in touch with me and I will show you what you have to offer to the world. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful month ahead. Have a beautiful day today. Sending you so much love, and let's make every moment count. Bye, everyone. Bye.